Friends, I shall today study the emergence of India as the fourth great economic power of the world. PM Narendra Modi giving a speech in the US Congress has said that India shall become the third largest economy of the world in 2028. He further said that the size of the economy of USA will be $32.35 trillion and China $27.49 trillion, and the size of the Indian economy will be $5.58 trillion, while Japan will be far behind to $5.34 billion, and Germany, the size of the economy will be $5.04 trillion. So now we shall go back and study in the economic emergence of India. If we go back to 1991, the then Minister of Finance, Mr. Manmohan Singh, has introduced the LPG reforms in the Indian economy. It is also called liberalization, privatization, and globalization. The size of the Indian economy in 1991 was $0.3 trillion, and which rose in 2003 to $0.4 trillion, and it rose to $1.86 trillion by the year 2013 and 14, and which further rose to $5.39 billion in the year 2022, and thus India became the fourth largest economy of the world. But we have to see that the growth rate of the GDP during 91 to 2003 was 13%, and the growth rate of Indian economy from 2003 to 2013 and 14 was 7.81%, and from 2013 to 2022 it was only 6%. We see that in the era of 2013 to 22, the size of the Indian GDP was not growing properly. This was due to the effects of the corona disease, which affected the whole world. Now we have to see what the different financial agencies say about the India. The Goldman Sachs Financial Agency has declared that by the year 2075, India will become the biggest economic power of the world, and United Nations Development Programme and Oxford jointly studied, and they said in their research that after 15 years, India in the last 15 years, India has raised 41.5 crore people below the poverty line. Now, they further says that the Indian economy is growing very fastly because of the middle class is increasing and the income with the middle class is also increasing, thereby increasing the demand, and the skilled labor force is further increasing, and this has given an impetus to the growing Indian economy. And seeing this, the foreign investors are investing in India more than the previous years. In the 2005 and 6, nearly 64.5 crore people were below the poverty line. But this figure reduced to 37 crore in 2015, and it further reduced to 23 crore in 2022. But we have to see that there are the paradoxes and inequalities. Our Indian Constitution in direct implementation of state policy says that the states should always make such policy which reduce the inequality between the people. But the report says that at present nearly 5% people of India hold 60% of the total property, and lowest 50% have only 3% of the total properties. Now we go further and study that whether India will be able to maintain its status fourth or third in the coming years. If we go to study this, we shall have to take 2 points in consideration. Number one, what is the number of the skilled labor in the total labor force? If we go by the study, then we find then that the skilled labor percentage to the total labor percentage in Japan is 80%, in UK it is 68%, in USA it is 52%, in China it is 24%, and in India it is 3%. Now we have found that the Indian population in the last decade has increased by 8 crore, but only 15 lakh people have got employment. So if we have to maintain the status of our economy, we have to consider 2 points. That one is that more and more people should be made skilled, and secondly, the level of the economic technology should also increase, and different startup has to work more fastly than ever. So we have a brighter future if the two factors are taken into consideration, that is the skill development program is promoted in India, and secondly the technology developed by startup and by the import of from other countries, if it increases, then we have a very good future for the economic performance of the India. Thank you very much.